Pardon me. Yeah, we're good 3-1 over to Corbett when you're ready.
Hey boys, how is doing?
Meh.
Good. Shite.
Yeah, I'm buzzing. We're back, boys. We're fucking back. We were fucking scudded and we're going to get scudded on Thursday. Brilliant. Just think of the content. Absolutely brilliant. Tam, I'll come to you first since you got the same t-shirt on as me. Nice to see you. What you been up to? Get your own ideas.
Just copying your hair, copying your t-shirt, copying your life realistically, man.
Nice that your t-shirt actually, no one can see that you're not actually on the same t-shirt as me because you're stupid microphones now. There you go.
It's a man I never got to see play, so there you go.
Do you want to get a breakdown of how the measurements work out for Shanks? I know that he's already emailed Jam TR about 900 times for the inside sleeve measurements, the neck measurements. How should he wash it? What does it do in the tumble dryer? All that sort of stuff. You want to give him a lowdown because I know he's pure rattling just now. Like,
well, to be fair, as of 8 minutes ago, when he joined the call, he seen my top and he texted me saying, "What size is your top?" The boys offered me an XL or a double XL. What's better?
Just chucked you under a bus, mate.
Mate, I swear to God, I'm outing you, Shanks, because I've never met a laddie like it in my whole entire life. He emails Nike, Adidas, or can I talk to the manager of sizing, please? Can you talk to me about collar length and inside sleeve? How does it measure across the chest? Is it a traditional centimetre system, or do you go with inches? What's it like? Outrageous. What were you talking about the other day with your t-shirts? You say you were like, "Oh, are you measuring from the inside, the under the armpit, the under the armpit?" Because I normally just go all the way around.
Just because I don't always want to look like I'm wearing a fucking bin bag. Sorry.
Well, nice that you've got a bin bag on. So Shanks, nice to see you. Talk us through the bin bag you've got on.
It's quite a shapely bin bag. Look at him.
It's tight in all the right places, and there's quite a lot of chib compartment space. That's what I like to see.
Good. It's good to talk to you. It's good to have you back.
Aye, it's no good to be back.
It's like this could go fucking any way up or down if he's here.
Well, that's what it's for about. We've anything to avoid talking about fucking Hearts. Kev, what's been happening?
Not a great fucking deal. Go to Tynecastle, get pissed off, go to the pub, get pissed off, go home.
Ando, what's been happening?
Fucking nothing, man. Like, I forget that I'm even here. Move on. Not interested.
Oh, I'm happy with that. You've got the Lego bus in the background, so my plan was to ignore you for most of the night.
Shit, I don't even know where it is. There it is. There. There we go. Still no managed to get rid of the fucking thing.
Well, I like you've kept both embarrassing things right next to each other. Your NFL ball and your Lego bus.
That's right. You should see my £2 double-ended dildo that's down here on the bottom right-hand corner. I'll bring that out shortly if you want.
Well, we got double-ended on Saturday, didn't we? So we might as well.
Yes, we did.
So, welcome back to This Is My Story, your unofficial Hearts podcast. As we say every week, all our opinions are our own, always miles off it. This week, we will dip into Saturday a bit, but we'll try and build up the positivity towards Thursday, our biggest European home game for decades. We play Fiorentina. Pretty big game in terms of how our European campaign will go. If we can get a win, sets us up nicely, etc., etc. We'll talk about meeting with the club. Obviously, loads of folk get in contact with us all the time about atmosphere and how we can try and get something going at Tynecastle so that we can, get a bit of atmosphere and get a section going. We had pretty positive conversations with the club on Wednesday, so we'll dive into some of the details from that. We'll talk about this Thursday for the pre-match, make sure that everybody's in the Shandon so we can we'll do a bit of a march down to the stadium, etc. We'll talk about injuries, big players gone missing in games, big games again, sellouts, loyalty points, all the usual stuff has seen Hearts fans bumping their gums all week. Kev's got 4-1. He's got a countdown as well. No, it's a down, but there we go. And Shanks has got one too, which will always be a good laugh. And nonsense in between. Sound good, boys?
Yeah, I'm quite
right up
happy
my
to go
street.
to my bed and sit
That's
this
it.
one out, but hi. I'm glad I'm staying up for this. It sounds like a good laugh.
We'll start with saying thanks to absolutely everybody that's bought the t-shirts and bucket hats and stuff for the website. It's been outrageous. But we sold sort of 40, 50 t-shirts or something like that.
Easy.
Or 40, 50 orders or something. So thanks again to everybody. It's about a 3 week to 4 week turnaround. So hopefully we should get them out to everybody pretty soon. And we're working on some other designs and stuff as well. So again, thanks to everybody that's bought stuff. We'll use that money to try and spruce up the podcast. We'll try and use that money, put it towards flags and stuff to help get Tynecastle more lively and stuff as well. So
can I make a suggestion before we worry about flags at Tynecastle? Can we get Shanks's living room re-wallpapered first? Because that is an absolute fucking disaster. Then after that, we'll buy flags, we'll buy merch, we'll buy fucking pyro, we'll buy all the stuff that makes Gorgie brilliant, but I cannot look at Shanks's wallpaper anymore. That's the first thing that's getting bought.
Almost like a professional seamless link, we actually are trying in the background to get ourselves our own This Is My Story podcast studio, where we can actually sit next to each other and we can fight each other. We can actually batter fuck at each other live. It'll be brilliant. You'll love it. But that should hopefully be coming soon, so keep your eyes peeled for that. Seamless plug from Ando there. I enjoyed it. Right, Kev, let's get 4 and 1 on the go.
No worries. So again, 2 ex-Hearts players, 4 clues for each of them.
It would be weird if they hadn't played for Hearts, Kev. Just
would
putting that out there.
be.
It would be fucking strange if you did 2 players that had never played for Hearts.
Could be. But I'm just trying to help out here.
And failing miserably, I might add.
Absolute bastard.
Well, it does help.
It
does help Tam and Shanks, I suppose.
Certainly does. Certainly does. And I'm going to go as far to say that probably all of you should get the first one. Tam's got no chance of getting the second. That's what I'm going to say. You've got an outside chance, Shanks. But the first one is Caribbean King, Goals Galore, Dayboo, and Robbo's Bar. So it's your 4 clues for the first player. Second player is 24 league appearances, dodgy curtains, Coat Bridge, and fucking awful.
Could I rewind a bit? What was the third word you said for the first one?
Yeah, I was letting it slide. It's up there when he says wolves, when he's talking about fucking wolves. I think he said debut.
I think he did.
Dayboo.
No,
it's a Dayboo.
Right. A debut.
That must be my dodgy Wi-Fi.
Here, Ando's got one of those double-ended debuts sitting underneath his desk. Right, what was the second one? Coat Bridge, terrible curtains,
24 league appearances, and fucking awful.
Okay.
Right.
Fair enough.
I think I've got a guess for that one.
Good.
Right. We'll go to your sensible one first, Kev, and then we'll go to Shanks for his down.
Magic. So
my thing is, before we've even done Shanks's one, it's going to be Ball Boy season, guaranteed. It's going to be Ball Boy season. I fucking know it is. It is literally, it's straight out of the archives of 2002, whenever the hell it was. I'm telling you.
Fucking nailed it.
Exactly.
Right, let's go, Kev. Let's
Right.
hear about your down for 1976 where we played
No.
Outer Bratislava in the Intertoto Cup.
No, mine is one. Well, as we play Kilmarnock on Sunday, I have went to probably one of my favourite away days at Kilmarnock, if you could ever have such a thing in such a shithole of a place. And it was 23rd of September 2015, and it was a League Cup match, 3rd round. So that's your game itself. We have, of course, first 11, and there's actually 7 subs. So
is this the game that you every time we talk about away days you bring up? Did your brother get on the wrong bus home or something?
No, that was a 0-0 draw on a Friday night, and he fell asleep throughout the whole damn thing. This one actually also has goals in it, mate. So,
okay. 2015, right?
2015. So you'll probably come away with at least 6. Is if you didn't get at least 6, Corbett, I generally think you're maybe somebody else actually. The real Corbett still in his bed underneath his duvet cover. Let's go to Shanks first of all.
Ballo, keeper.
No. Good start, Shanks.
Cool.
Yeah, solid start. That's a solid start.
100%.
Straight out the bat.
Exactly. Ando.
Well, Shite fucked the keeper. I'll say the actual keeper was Neil Alexander.
Correct. Neil Alexander. 1 for Ando. Tam.
I didn't mind this game in any way, shape, or form. So, Callum Patterson.
Callum Patterson. Correct. So 1 for
Right,
Tam.
wait. 2015,
Yes. September.
the championship season.
No, that would be the season we came up.
Oh yeah.
We would
Right,
be
okay.
back in the Premier League.
Right,
So over to you.
Let me try and think who would be in that team then if Neil Alexander was playing. Wanma.
Correct. 1 more. 1 for Cobbs. Back to you, Shanks.
No. Oh, no, it's not right. Keaton's.
Nope, you're right. It's not right.
He played for us the season before, right?
Aye.
He'd already decided that he couldn't play in the Premier League that year, so he'd jumped ship to some meaningless fucking team. Can't remember who it was he went to. But anyway, over to you,
Yeah,
Ando.
man.
Jamie Walker.
Jamie Walker, yes. Tam.
Prince Wabbin.
Wabbin was there, correct.
Damn it, that was I was going to go Principal Wabbin.
Cobbs.
Sam Nicholson.
Sam Nicholson, correct. Shanks, back to you.
What was his fucking name again?
Don't know, mate.
Played in the middle of the park where we went off to like Saudi Arabia, internationalist. Can't remember his name.
Good.
Help me.
Good. Thanks.
Played next to Babin. Played for like 5 years.
It's got a good song, man.
Can't remember. I know. Oh, I know Jim.
Jim was on the bench, mate, so we'll give you that one.
Thanks.
Well done, Shanks. Ando.
Ozturk. Guess.
Ozturk was in there,
Right.
correct.
Okay.
Good guess.
Tom?
Bought me a bit of fucking time, that, like.
Gomez.
Gomez. Well done, Tam. Corbett.
Right, I'm trying if Neil Alexander was in goals, sub goalie guy.
Oh, motherfucker.
Jack Hamilton.
What the heck?
Jack Hamilton was a
One
sub
and the
goalie.
same. Oh.
That's Corbett taking out the difficult ones now.
Correct.
Correct. Over to Shanks. I mean, if it helps you, Shanks, we're looking for 3 of the starting 11.
Cheers, kid.
5 subs if it helps you as well.
Yeah. Fuck no, it's Barry Mackay. Who's the boy that scored his only goal at Cowdenbeath? It was a penalty.
Brad Mackay.
Brad Mackay.
Brad Mackay. No. Ando?
Osman So.
Alright, so Osman So was there, Ando. Tam? You're struggling now, eh, Tam?
I'm fucking done, by the way. I don't think I'll get anywhere.
Nah, I think I might have one. Billy King.
Billy King. On the bench. Came on that night. And one for Tam. Right, Corbett?
Connor? Did Connor Salmon play with us at that time? Or was that no? It's the next season, wasn't it?
He was under what's his face?
He played for Robbie because he scored against Burkacara, didn't he?
Oh, he did actually. Aye.
But it was the season before that, wasn't it? So. Is there still starting 11 guys left?
Yeah, we've still got 2 starting 11 and 4 from the bench.
Is our World Cup left back play with Hearts at that point?
No.
No, not yet. I could be then a Shanks. So if Ozturk played at the back, someone had to play beside him.
That's how I was trying to work out now.
Danny Wilson still with Hearts?
No.
Yeah, right, I'm tapping in. Well, someone else going to have to step in.
Shanks, come on then, step in, Shanks. This is your big chance. You can, and you'll be able to bring this up. Who was that?
Oliver?
No.
Who?
Good outside.
Gary Oliver.
Gary Oliver.
Oliver.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, him.
I think he'd buggered off to Morton by that point. Ando, you chatting?
Maybe, but I'm on an outside. I'll say Herbalife.
Oh, good shout. Good shout.
There's many herbal lives though.
No. Did Ross? I think
No.
Ross Callahan's no.
No, he wasn't there.
No, Riley. Gav Riley.
Oh, that herbal life
That
one.
Herbalife.
Yes, Gavin Riley was there.
Right.
There we go.
See, after that, I'm done. Don't even bother coming to me. I'm fucking I'm absolutely chatting. Oh, by the way,
I
Tom,
didn't think he did Herbalife.
no, he did.
but
Gav
that's-
Riley done
did he?
Herbalife.
It was a pure fad at the time, though, wasn't it?
Oh, it was.
that was what I was thinking. Every bastard
just,
did it.
Just plus.
Right, Kev, what is it? We need a left back.
So
don't we?
we've
Is it
got-
a left back
I've got a
and a centre back?
defender. I've got a defender. Is it my turn? Aye.
Aye, go for it.
I think Jordan McGee. might have
Uh,
played.
Oh,
Jordan McGee's a good shout. He was on the bench, didn't start, didn't play at all, but he was on the bench, so I'll give you it.
Rossi.
Correct, Corbett?
Oh, man.
Shout.
No, right, okay. Give Corbett 2 points for that. But
Why?
because that's a fucking sensational answer. I even forgot existed, and you'll have to bleep that.
We actually one of the only transfer fees for a while.
That's
We-
2
we
points.
paid for
2 points for Corbett.
We
for
sold
that.
him.
That's an amazing
He
answer.
had 6 months left in his contract. We sold him to somebody in like fucking
Saudi Arabia.
Iran or something like that for like $500,000 or something.
So
Right, so it'll have to be a left back then, won't it?
aye, so we're well.
I think
wait
so.
now, it's my shot.
Right, go
Aye.
for it.
Let
Then.
me
Go for
make
it,
an
Shanks.
ass of myself one more
Go
time before you hoover up all the points. Danny Swanson.
Well played. Shanks has pulled one out the bag.
Andrew.
He's on the bench though, isn't he?
Danny,
Has to be,
he was on the bench, but he actually played. He came on. He came on that night for Wanma. Well played, Shanks. Ando, you're out. Aye, go on.
Did someone you said Wanma there? I don't remember him in this conversation. Did someone say Wanma already?
Aye,
Aye.
I said right at the start.
Corbett said it.
Yeah,
Corbett said
I'm chapping.
So we're looking for one
Forget me.
for the starting 11 and one off the bench who didn't actually play, but
If it's a left back, was it that Snake?
Oh,
Red ass.
no.
was it Struder?
No.
He was the right back, eh?
Aye.
Was the other boy?
Well, because I'm
Or
trying to
Slovakian or
hang with because we never gave Eckersley a deal, and he was brilliant at left back, and then it
Oh,
left
it was
us.
that young boy.
It left
it not?
us with a left back who was Ganton. In
Eh,
comparison.
Who was the young boy? What was his name? Mick Hattie.
Wasn't Mick Hattie. And I think what you're going in the right direction, Corbett. But I think Rossi played left back that night.
Oh, really? So centre back, somebody that
Yep.
played centre back again.
So you're looking for a
Alright.
centre back and you're looking for a centre mid.
Right for that team. So Neil Alexander, Callum Patterson,
I thought we had
Ozturk,
Jim and Bob in though.
Ozturk,
And he was on the
Gomez,
bench, mate.
Boabin,
Gomez.
Rossi playing there.
Centre back.
What was that? That Polish boy that season, centre half.
Blase something.
Oh,
Aye, Augustine or something.
Augustine.
Blaze, Augustine. Aye, that was right.
Blaze, Augustine.
And then just a midfielder now.
Midfielder on the bench.
Solis.
What
No,
season
that
do you
was-
think we
That
had?
was That was Cathro. That was Cathro time.
Right.
Corbett's favourite, Don Cowie.
Nope. Should take one off you for that, Tam.
Is that a young boy?
Nationality, Kev?
Spanish.
Oh,
Gallardo.
Gallardo.
Is he still
Gallardo.
here, was he?
Aye. So there you go, Corbett. You got it just before Ando.
No, I gift it. Even if I
Yeah,
did get it, I
you
gift
did.
it to Corbett for Igor Rossi. That is a sensational answer. I forgot about that guy.
So
that
So
needs
it was.
just trying to remember if that. So this is how my head works. I'm now annoyed remembering a game in 2015 that Prince Bawabin was playing ahead of Gallardo in a game that I'd forgot existed, but now I'm annoyed about.
Might have been something to do with plastic pitches or whatever. And
You've just
I
said
don't know.
Igor Rossi, the centre back, played left back.
Aye.
welcome,
sure he played
welcome
left
to your
back.
Hearts fandom.
What was the score?
3-2, mate. 3-2. Hearts scored two late goals. One in the 89th and one in like the 93rd to win it 3-2.
Aye.
So there you go. Scores in the doors. Ando with 4, Corbett with 6, Shanks with 2, and Tam with 5.
Fuck off, Tam beat me. I'm not having that. Right, I'm not.
So
I'm not coming back next week.
You tapped out early doors, though. To be fair.
No,
Aye.
Right, Shanks, come on.
Here we
Let's
go.
get. I love
looking forward to this.
2002.
Oh,
Right, so the last time we made the Euro group stages, I've picked our second home game against the Hungarians, Ferencváros.
Right, nice.
We got beat 1-0, 16th of December 2004. We thought we went ahead in the 14th minute, 1-0 up, but I got ruled out for handball. Starting 11 and subs.
It was when Robbo battered Laszlo in the touchline, didn't he?
he kicked him right up his hoop.
Aye.
Battered him.
26,000 at Murrayfield. Fucking class. Right, Tam, this is
Tap.
coming to you first.
2004. I might fuck it here already straight off the bat. Was Gordon in goals?
Tick. 1. Kev.
I thought you said Dick there. I was like, what?
One in the same.
Okay.
But then again, if he was calling Tam a dick or me a dick, probably both. Presley.
Yep. Sorry, I've started a stupid fucking cough. Ando. Bit too easy,
Hartley.
this one.
Paul Hartley.
Correct. Corbett.
Did Robbo manage us twice? Just once?
No,
Once.
just once.
But he might have done a caretaker.
It
might have been a caretaker.
No, he did. I'm sure Rob was listed twice as a manager.
Because my obscure thing was going to say Mark Burchill and Lee Miller, but I think that might have been a caretaker job.
Yeah, that was earlier, was it?
That might have been the caretaker thing. So Robbie Nielsen.
Correct. Back to you, Tam.
Jesus.
No, he
No,
was
he
never
played
played.
Hey! Yeah!
Stayed for 2,000 years.
Andy Webster?
Yes, Andy.
Fucking hell, Shanks.
Kev. Honestly, I'm week 9 of the Rona here. It's doing my nut. Kev, I've
Winus.
not actually got Rona, so if you see me at the Shandon on Thursday, I'm sound. Winus was a sub, yes.
Used to be shy,
Came on.
and now he's all right.
Ando.
Presley. Stevie Presley.
Said
That was
that.
being said.
Oh,
Said
shit.
that.
Did it already, mate.
Mark de Vries.
Correct. Corbett.
He has the same hairstyle as Kev, Ramon Pereira.
Came on as a sub. Back to Tam.
Joe Hamill still with Hearts?
Yep, unused sub. Kev.
Would have played left back that day.
He's your only back four to get.
Aye, I'm just trying to think who would have been in at left back.
Westlife's best mate.
Westlife's best mate.
Aye, Wember
Oh,
Westlife used to
shit.
come to the games all the time because of him.
Oh fuck.
He's got a casino.
Sat in my head in the ball boy, yeah.
He's got a casino.
Anyway,
Just like Castorfin.
Don't give him
Alan,
points.
Bigger ass than Snodgrass.
no, I'm going to go with McFarlane.
No. No,
Incorrect.
you're not allowed that.
However, fuck, he was on the bench. McFarlane was on the bench as a new sub. Ando.
Right, I need double points for this because Kev fucked it. Alan Mabry.
You basically got given the answer. though.
But it's not-
Exactly, which is why I deserve two because Kev still fucked it.
Corbett.
Is it no Tam?
No, it's you.
Paddy Snorble.
Yep.
Shout.
Sam. So far, we are looking for 3 of the first 11, 1 sub that came on, and 2 unused subs.
Phil Stamp being said?
Not being said, and not in the squad.
Ah.
Kev.
I think I might be going to the young laddies. Neil Janzik.
Yeah, you eat.
Nope.
He was.
Ando.
The BBC's finest mouthpiece, Michael Stewart.
Correct.
He playing that season, Jesus.
Yes, he
Played
did.
in the middle of Heart.
He did.
Incredibly long ginger hair.
Corbett.
Craig Levine signed him and then fucked off. Spent the worst pound of his life. Graham Weir.
Oh,
Correct.
the fastest tatty man in the West.
I love that story.
Sam. 2 unused subs, 1 used sub, and 1 midfield player that started.
I've heard the sub goalie. Right,
Nope.
okay.
Andy Driver?
Nope.
He's been about fucking
Before his
6.
time.
He's been about
This was in 2004.
fucking 6-year-old.
I'm just guessing now.
If you're good enough, you're old enough. On you go, son.
Kev.
All right, Kev, you getting
I
up?
think we made that on you.
The fucking hell happened there? What
That was
happened
the
there?
best.
What's going on? You had your hands behind your head and the biggest smile on your face.
Right. I seen
You look like you were getting searched at Guantanamo. with that
all I
just
seen
sort
was the shadow of
of bundle
Simone.
right in above
The
it.
shadow of Simone. That's what I seen.
Fucking I wish, mate. I wish.
Class.
Um,
He's an answer, Kev, come on.
trying to think who the sub goalie is. I was thinking Tepe Moylan, but that was way out. So Jesus Christ.
Boom.
Aye, no, move on. I'm out.
I'm going to go obscure
Well,
fuck
it's,
on the bench.
it's me
You
next.
chatting?
It's me
Ando.
next.
Alright,
And
Ando,
Kev fucked it because it was Tepe Moylan.
Correct.
Aye, unlucky.
That's twice you've tapped in his fucking
Aye.
open goal,
Yeah,
mate.
yeah. Whatever,
Well,
whatever
you've
you
got to
have
help
to
fucking
do.
Ando out every time you get.
Whatever you have
Mate.
to do to win. I
Aye.
don't care.
They all count.
Corbett.
They all count. Hey, I'm going proper obscure young boy. Sloan.
Nope. Damn it. So we've got 1 outfield player starting, 1 unused sub, and 1 used sub defined. And coming back to Tam.
Kevin McKenna.
Correct. Came on in place of Graham Weir.
Graham Weir started in a European group stage game, man.
Mad.
Stop annoying me. This was in 2004.
Right, Kev, you are in actual last place at the moment. So
On you.
you look like an absolute huddy back then. 1 unused sub and 1 starting midfielder.
Starting midfield.
And by the way, I could have this formation incorrect.
Mate, I think you do. We've already got Paddy Snorbo,
I'm
Neil
pretty
McFarlane,
sure.
and
Got
Mikey
5
Stewart in the
defenders.
midfield. We played 4 in centre in the midfield, did we?
I'm gonna say it was midfield, but it might not have been.
Aye.
2004
Played that famous
midfield.
shape at the
It's a
time.
very-
A 3,
A
6,
very,
1.
very defensive lineup. I've got it there as a 4-4-2, obviously.
Of course you have. Nothing changes there. Chris O'Neill.
Who the fuck is
Nope,
that?
no
Wait a
idea
minute,
who
he's
Some
you
some-
boy Kev went
Aye.
to school
you
with.
sit next to him at work or
No, I was-
Aye.
It was one of my cousin went to school with and still talks about his goal against fucking whoever it was.
Just keep my auntie Norma out of this.
Right, Google. I mean, Ando. You got a shot.
Mate, I've got no idea. I'm done. I get it.
Corbett.
Right. So Gordon in goal, Nielsen right back, Presley centre back. Have we named the person that played alongside Presley at the back?
I said Webster if
We
that
have
counts.
Webster.
So-
And then we've
say
got
Webster.
Maybury playing
So,
left.
right,
back.
okay, right, sound. And then your midfield, we've got Paddy Snorbo.
Hartley, Stewart.
I forgot you said Hartley too, right? So Hartley, Stewart, Kisnorbo, and what we get,
And one other.
and we're
They
missing
played on the left.
Valwa.
Oh, okay.
Nope. Not the squad.
Okay.
So who have you
I'm
got
sure
up
it
front?
for the driver, but
Mark De Vries and
Not
Graham
De
Weir.
Vries and Graham Weir. Aye. You've got an unused defender on the bench. And
Oh,
you've
it would be
got
better.
a left-sided midfielder, better. Well, I get.
So
That's really annoyed. That's
Ando's
really annoyed
current-
Corbett.
Ando's currently on 5, with everybody else tied on 4 for the last player.
so
I'll open it up.
the left
Left.
left winger guy, is it a young Scottish guy?
Yeah. Aye. Correct.
I've got an idea who it might be.
go for
Just
it.
Paul-
open all mics.
Paul McMahon.
Aaron.
No.
Nope.
Is it Higme that's at Easter Road now? McAllister.
Jamie
Correct.
McAllister, right?
Well in, Kev. Jamie McAllister.
Thought he was a
started
left
over
back,
Ron Ferreira.
Oh.
Nah, well, that was what I was saying. I don't
Well,
know
that
if it was
actually-
him or Maybury, or if we did some sort of weird fucking
Makes sense
5 at the
because
back thing.
we either played Paul Hartley as a right winger.
Yeah.
That's what we would have
Aye,
did.
aye.
And
Aye.
we played Kisnorbo and Mikey Stewart in the midfield.
In the middle with Stuart. Aye.
Aye.
So there we go. So it's a tie. Ando and Kev on 5, Corbett and Tam on 4.
Yes.
Nice.
Thank you.
Before
I'm going to say this, Shanks. That wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be.
Right. Thursday, obviously, we'll talk about the actual game. Fiorentina at home. Probably the biggest European home game that we've had. Probably since Bordeaux, because as we just did in the Tam down, we played most of our big European games at Murrayfield. I know we played Tottenham and Liverpool or whatever, but they were qualification rounds. This one's obviously in the group, so it's probably the biggest European game that we have. So we'll try to tell everybody that wants to be part of a singing section, wants to create an atmosphere, wants Tynecastle to be bouncing or whatever. We're going to meet at the Shandon, purely because it's the best place for numbers. You can get hundreds of folk in there. And then once we all sort of congregate or whatever, we can walk down to the stadium type thing. Bring pyro, bring your flags, bring noise. Let's just try and get the place buzzing. Obviously pre-match Zurich, it was bouncing. First 45 minutes and that as well. Atmosphere was class. Team needs it. Like I said, we just back Wednesday there. We spoke. Had a meeting. Hopefully, one of a meeting that we'll have every now and again. We're going to try and tie it down to once every 6 weeks, where we talk to Stuart, the new stadium liaison officer, the head of the ticket office, Gary Halliday from the foundation, Laurie for Hearts TV and Scarves Around the Funnel, Craig Wilson, head of Big Hearts, etc., and Kat at the club, just as a bit of a working group to try and see how do we get the atmosphere at Tynecastle better. Obviously, the long-term plan and the thing that everybody wants is safe standing, but we've said loads and loads of times it's not just as easy as fire some safe standing rails in, etc. It is something that the club absolutely want to do. They just have to do all the right checks and make sure that it's right. Any potential singing section that we do have, our ultra section will be probably in the lower Gorgie. So when we get more information about when we need to, how we do it, because let's be honest, this season we can't do anything for home games because we've got complete sellout of season tickets. So we're going to have to focus on like European nights, European away trips, and away days. And the club have committed to saying that we form like a singing section or an ultras group, and then the club will do is advertise away tickets to say, do you want to sit with the, I don't know, whatever the group is called, then these are the sections that we've given to them so that you can sit in amongst them. Because what we didn't want a situation is to have everybody all over the place, but then just congregate anyway, and And then you get the people that didn't want to be sitting in an ultra section, standing, singing, drum, all that sort of stuff, moaning because they're stuck in the middle of it, etc., etc. So we need to try and balance it. But Thursday,
you get that bird going, they're not in their seats.
Well, I actually used that crazy bird. I like the other one for Hamden. I think you're smeared. She was brilliant. But I used that as a good example because if we'll be honest, right, let's be sensible, right? Both people, the folk moaning about her, but her moaning to, they're both right? Football, you should be able to go to the football and sit and watch the game if you want to sit and watch the game, but you should also be able to go to the football and stand and sing and jump up and down if that's what you want to do. And what the clubs need to get better at is making sure that the right people sit with the right people, so that you didn't get these things where, you know, for example, if that woman had decided actually she bought a ticket in the Green Brigade and then moaned that the Green Brigade didn't sit down and they sing and they drum all day, it's like, well, that's your stupid fault because you bought a ticket for a place that's quite clearly that's what it does. So we're going to try and work on that so that we can organise and get ourselves sorted so that for away days and European trips and stuff, we can actually get everybody together that wants to create an atmosphere. So Thursday, bring your flags, bring your noise, bring your pyro or whatever to the Shandon. We'll walk through the Shandon down to the stadium, try and get a bit of atmosphere and stuff going because the team needs it. All righty. So Thursday we'll be there for like 5:30, 6 o'clock. So we'll see you there if you want to come down and grab a pint or something. Now we've got to get through the boring stuff, the stuff we've got to talk about how shite we are. So we'll talk about headlines. Injury front, again, I just highlighted on Saturday the need for Halkett and Rowles to come back, didn't it? Any word on them coming back?
Massively so.
Well, I think for the last 4 weeks, and the next 4 weeks, we'll get Halkett's due to be returning, and then he'll probably not show up till post New Year or something. Yeah. Rowles have said before the World Cup, so fairly that could be Thursday there, that could be November. So who knows? Realistically,
aye, we need them back because we said a patched up defence. It's maybe no. A patched up defence isn't the right thing because it's worked, but it hasn't worked, and it's worked, etc., etc. But when everybody's fit, Ando and healthy, you know, we're playing Lewis Nielsen, who's looked brilliant Saturday aside every single game. He wasn't here to play every single game this season right now. We've got left back playing centre back, etc., etc. We need those players, don't we?
Yeah, definitely. It's one of those ones that's over the course of a season. Like these injuries, like nip away at you or whatever. But then I think it's even more telling me Europe this season is that when it comes to playing our actual bread and butter league games, we need these guys back. And when they're not there, if we don't get the result, it's one of those ones that you're always going to be thinking of. Fucking hell! So like if we had him back, then could we have been like a lot better. And then if obviously he's not there, then we need a bigger squad to be able to have the quality to be able to fill in for the player that isn't there in the first place. So then, yeah, it definitely does make a difference. And I think overall, then we've had quite a lot of tough injuries at the early part of the season so far this season. And I'm just hoping that it fucking tidies up over the course of the remainder of the season. Otherwise, we could be in a tight spot when we get to the end of the season.
We were going to talk about it later on, Kev, but there's a good point to dive in there anyway. Like, we're just... October for us just has to be staying in the hunt, isn't it? Because on paper, it's incredibly tough.
Aye. We've got a number of tough games in the league. Trip to Pittodrie, we've got Celtic as well. It is about just maintaining... This is horrible to say, but a top 6-8, position within the league itself at the moment. I mean, I know that at the end of the day, there's only a matter of points in between 3rd and 6th, 7th. Everybody is quite close in that area, but we have shown over the last few weeks, and even probably the game at Motherwell, the loss of Halkett and the loss of Rowles, for all that Motherwell couldn't score. I mean, I think they could have played all day and no scored, but we were leaking opportunities for Motherwell to score. They just didn't actually take them. And then there on Saturday, then you come up against a slightly better caliber of football player, and they take their opportunities when we look at making small individual mistakes.
Aye, and I think it's going to be very similar to last season in the sense that if you actually look on paper, right, we're St Mirren are third, Hibs fourth, Aberdeen, etc., etc. But you look at we've played Celtic and Rangers. Aberdeen have only played Celtic. You know, their postponed matches against Rangers. Hibs haven't played Celtic yet. So all things being equal and fair and square, we probably all on the same points. Do you know what I mean? Like where would be? We'd probably all be tied because Hibs will probably get beat off Celtic. Aberdeen probably would get beat off Rangers. So we're all there or thereabouts. And what you see is, you know, last week Hibs beat Aberdeen. Aberdeen win the day. You know, next week Aberdeen might beat St Mirren or St Mirren might beat Aberdeen, etc. So as long as we can stay in the hunt, then after the World Cup injuries, etc., you're going to hope that we can sort of string a run of games together. Shanks, one of the things I was going to talk about on Saturday was just it's difficult for it when you want to beat Celtic or Rangers. All your players have to be on it. It becomes a really, really difficult game when one or two players are off their game. But when your big players are off their game, it's game over, innit? And our big players on Saturday were just miles off it.
Aye, 100%. I mean, I think we started well. I thought we were quite aggressive in the opening minutes. I feel that we were kind of overrun as a team in the middle of the pitch. Boys getting pulled out of positions, couldn't cope with the long ball. Gordon had no confidence in his centre backs. I felt that Kingsley kept pushing up a wee bit too much, which left us exposed at the back. It meant that Cochrane kept having to come inside and try and cover, kept making a yeah. Smith just looked fucked. He just couldn't get out there. Keogh trying to drop in and cover Kingsley on numerous occasions just seemed to just be getting in a bit of confusion with Cochrane. You've then got Haring trying to come on after the sending off. Him and Nielsen just didn't seem to be communicating well. It just kind of struck as the perfect storm, everything coming together, and it's the wrong time to be doing it down to 10 men at home to Rangers. So totally that. The only shining light for me was really Humphreys. Disappointed to see him playing out wide, but I guess we'll come on to that.
Aye. One of the bigger things, and I was slaughtered for putting this on after Zurich or whatever, but Barry Mackay is an unbelievable football player. We crawl in his arse every single week because he's majestic, he's brilliant. And you can't say that he doesn't show up in big games because he's played well in Europe, he's played well in those games, etc., etc. But cup final, league games against Rangers, etc., he was just, I don't know what it was yesterday, just miles off it, Tim.
You're right. He just didn't seem to, I don't know, even get involved. When he was getting involved, he was losing the ball quite quickly, which, as they like him, just doesn't seem to be off the pace. And as you say, it's beginning to get to that sort of recurring theme where it's against the Old Firm or big moments and big games. It's just not really coming for him. But you need your players like that to step up to really have a chance against the Old Firm. And at the moment, we're not seeing it for him, to be honest.
Aye. And look, we were deservedly beaten on Saturday.
100%.
Right? Take the red card out of it, we were still deservedly beaten. They were better than us, right? Robbie set up to have a go. Fine. That's what we ask today. We want to go get it. But today that you have to be on it. Like you've got to be on it, or you get popped and you get in behind. And again, what seems to be a real common theme this season compared to like last season is like just basic errors. Wrong pass, misplayed pass. For the first goal, Smith headering the ball or Nielsen headering the ball back into congested area. Smith no going and closing down the cross. Just a catalogue of errors. Even the second goal, you put him on his arse. Put the boy in his arse and take a free kick on the touchline. Do you know what I mean? Like there's two of yous tracking him, and he's no had an amazing bit of skill or did anything brilliant. He just ran into space. It was very much like, was it the third goal that Istanbul scored, where the guy just bounced off everybody and found himself in the box, and then you've got Kingsley no matching runners, but then try to blame Nielsen, and it was like, mate, you were miles out of position. It was just loads of basic errors. Kev are just killing us, isn't they?
Exactly that. As I said earlier on, it's just individual errors that just had a knock-on effect. It was like the domino effect of Kingsley missed a 50-50, and then before you know it, then Nielsen's having to try and cover two, or as Shanks says, Keogh comes in to try and hang me, and then before you know it, they're actually tripping off over each other. There was just a number of little things that just didn't work. And we say this week in, week out. Mikey Smith's usually a shoe in for a 7 out of 10 every week. I didn't want to be horrible and say this, but it looked like he's maybe dropping into a 6 out of 10 every week, because I think he's just lost maybe that little edge of pace, and he just does back off a wee bit more, and that was part of the reason why we lost the first goal.
Here's one that we've not said for ages, right? Just to play devil's advocate, Kev, right?
Yeah, drink time.
Shanks made a good point that you can notice. See, since we've not had a steady back four, right? You look at our back line last year; it was pretty steady every week. Yeah, Suter, but we managed to replace him, etc. Since we've sort of shoehorned random folk, and every week it's changing, we've noticed that Craig Gordon's making mistakes. St Johnston, his decision making, he's not confident coming for the ball. There was a couple of times as well where Rangers were like one-on-one with him, where he waited and then eventually came out, and you're like, what are you doing? Like, you've had this slide where the guy could knock it by you and jump over you for a pen. The refs are desperate to use decisions anyway. And that's maybe what I think's with Mikey Smith. Kingsley and a young lad at centre back, is he fully confident that he can go forward?
Could well be that. It could well be that. There's another thing that, and you've said it there, exactly that. And I've called this God knows how many times. Everybody knows that Craig cannot be his right foot. So why are we always playing it to his right foot? Aye. He's left-footed. Make sure, if I know in the stands, then you should know if you're playing your training with him day in, day out, that he's left-footed. Put it to his left foot. He's much more confident on his left foot. But it seems to be so. And I'm another one that I don't like this shot by kick, because all that happens is it's given to Nielsen, and Nielsen leathers it.
What was that about? They tried it, failed multiple times, and then went for it again.
Aye.
Kept going.
Well,
before we move off this point, just before we move off this point, so I've just slaughtered Smith. Kev, you've kind of done the same. I'd still start him on Thursday night, though, as long as you've got Atkinson covering. He just can't handle that space on his own. If he sat in that back three alongside Nielsen and Halkett and or Kingsley, whoever's fit, I think he's solid. He is solid. He's in there. You take his experience, but he's just not got the legs anymore to back up doing that right wing. That's the thing.
Well, you're right. But to go to the point of that, so that short by kick is to bring Rangers forward, right? So it's to bring Kent, Matundo and Kolak to the edge of your 18-yard box, right? So that you have the midfield can move up, so that Humphreys, standing on the byline, is isolated with Borna Barisic. That's the point of it. It's to move Rangers up the park so that we can go long, and we never done it. We kept trying to pass to Nielsen or pass to Kingsley, and then they punted it long. And it's like, well, what's the point in that? What's the point in that? And that was the whole reason we played Humphreys in the position that we did, is because Borna Barisic is Rangers' weak link at the back, right?
You can see that. They targeted it the first 5 minutes, and then it just died off.
And then we just stopped doing it. And that's what we did. And that's what bugged me about the whole game. And it's something that bugs me about Hearts. We've said it before, where Robbie can be slow to react to those things. You can wait until half-time, and then he maybe waits 5 or 10 minutes till after half-time, then make substitutions that he could have justifiably made 30 minutes into the game, or changed the shape, etc., etc. And we had moments in the first half, and it goes back to basic errors, Ando. We had moments in the first half where the final ball was just wrong. The final pass, the decision to go backwards instead of go forward, decision to cross when we should have passed, the decision to shoot when we should have cut somebody in. It's something that's creeping into the game, and how do you fix that?
I don't know how you do it. And this is something I nearly put it in the group chat yesterday, but I thought, nah, I'm not going to bother, because you'll just come after me. Because I thought it was a fucking stupid opinion. I don't mean you. I mean everybody. Because I know when I'm not at games, I have a tendency to be a wee bit I melt about things. But no, you're absolutely right. See, when it gets to the final third, it's a case of, right, you've played the through ball, but it was either 2 yards short, didn't have enough weight on it, or it was on the wrong side of him, or whatever. There's always some sort of fucking mistake that happens whenever we get to that final third, and it all just breaks down. I don't know how you fix that, then, because like our play to get especially in the first half, I thought there were some bits of our play were absolutely brilliant. Especially down the right hand side. I thought it was really, really good. But then just the final ball it's on the wrong side, or it's a yard and a half behind them, or whatever it is. It's like all that stuff that I spoke about. It almost looks amateur, and I don't know how you improve on that. It's one of those things that you've either got it or you haven't. And I think these players, until they get, especially with the new boys that we've brought in, until they get enough minutes together on the training field and actually in game time, that they're not going to learn to be able to overcome that.
And I think the point you made there is a good point, and it's something that we've spoke about loads about. It's the difficulty Thursday, Sunday. Yeah. So I know, for example, right, say Riga, right, Hearts didn't get home until 4 a.m. on the Friday morning. So that meant that they would have basically had Friday off, then Saturday light session, play the game on Sunday.
Yep.
So and that's hard to go through with that. But obviously we had time to prepare for this. But the point you make is valid. Is these basic errors that have crept into the game are because the starting 11 changes every week. Do you know what I mean? Because we have to rotate the squad. Forrest will come in for a few games and he drops out. Then Gino comes in and then he drops out. Then Shankland will sit on the bench and Humphreys will play up front. Then Humphreys sits on the bench. And that's where you start to see it. You see, it's really noticeable with guys like Barry Mackay. Mm-hmm. Barry Mackay, 3 or 4 times on Saturday, slid Shankland in when Shankland had come short. And then he played the pass to Shankland's feet when Shankland went long. And it's like, they were the things that, like, at the start of the season, when they were playing regularly with each other before we had to start rotating because of Europe, they were on, like, the goal at Easter Road, the goal at Dundee United. It was good football, good inter-passing football. Same with the Ross County, second goal against Ross County and stuff. We played some decent stuff. It's just a byproduct of Thursday to Sunday, and when you play bigger teams, they're going to punish it.
And one of those things, like, see, the thing is, it could easily, like, it almost feels like, see, on Saturday, everything that they'd done was the wrong decision, right? But on another day, it could so easily have been the right decision. It's just one of those things. It's like on a different day, that ball would have ended up at Shankland's feet, or it had been posted, right cross onto his head, or whatever it might be. It might have been absolutely perfect. It just so happens that we're analysing this on the back of a 4-0 fucking humbling. However, if it had been a 3-0 win or a 4-0 win for us, we'd be looking at it and going, you know what, they're absolutely humming just now. They're perfect. Everything they're doing is absolutely spot on. It's just, it depends on the frame of reference we're looking at. And see, when we absolutely fucking shack Hibs in the next game we play them, and this isn't even a conversation, no one will even care about it. But it's just, on the back of a defeat, we have to analyse it, and it's one of those ones that's what you have to look at.
Talking of bad decisions, Cammy Devlin, I get just a total brain fart. They need today what he's done. Like, he's not. Let's get one thing clear, right? There's no intent in it. He hasn't went in to try and hurt the player or whatever. But it's the guy's 5 yards inside his own half, on the touchline, back to the play. He's gone nowhere. You just don't need to make that tackle, Shanks, don't you?
No, and I mean, I forget who was out there with him at the time, but Devlin ran in to try and support.
Forrest, innit?
Who was the only one?
Cochrane.
I remember Bradley was particularly defensive of him in a group chat to say no malice, he's not gone in, and obviously we were at the game and we watched it back, and it's hard to defend, but I think you're right. I think he's just gone in with the passionate approach, and he's realised what he's done so far. He might have moved to the referee for what when he's been sent off, which was fucking ridiculous. But it is dangerous. He could have quite easily broken his ankle, and I think he'll learn for that. But But what we don't want to see is we don't want to see him lose that. That's what we like about him. We like his passion. We like his kind of hot-headedness and the fact that he just gives a fuck when you've got some of the wage thieves in there that have just sat there for years and just kind of coasted along. He's kind of come in, young laddie, small in stature, and just makes himself known and doesn't really care who he goes up against. But we need to kind of get that out of his game a wee bit. But he'll live and learn, and hopefully there's no major repercussions off the back of it. He can't get like a long-term ban or anything for that, can he? Just a straight
Nah, 2 games.
2-match ban or
2
something.
games, is it?
Fine.
2 match.
Be fine. But
be back for Thursday. So.
To be honest with you, I agree to a certain extent, but I also think that he's been in the game, Scottish game now for a year. He has to be more sensible than that. He has to know the impact that type of decision. He's went in for that challenge to get the crowd up, to get a bit of a G, to get a bit of around the applause, etc., because it's maybe what was needed at the time. But the damage that it does, as soon as it was a mountain to climb at 2 with 11, it goes to 10, and we make subs. We were focused now on Thursday. It's damage limitation. The game's gone. Who cares? Like let's just brush it off, and it cost us because we've lapped it up and we've spoke about it. You know, Joe Savage talking about I want to compete, I want to win the league and all that sort of stuff. Brilliant, it's great. Robbie saying we win on Saturday, we go second. Well, brilliant. That's twice this season we've had games at the weekend where if we'd won, we would have went second, and we've lost. We lost at Livy, and then we've lost at Rangers. Like, it's great to see all that stuff, but you need to back it up. We need to start backing it up. In 2 seasons, we took 4 points off the Old Firm. And how many games now? Is that 9? That's the 9th league game, would it be?
Thereabouts.
So no, it's not a great record if you think that we've played Celtic twice, Rangers 3 times at home, and we've got 3 points out of it. If you want to challenge and you want to take to that next step, then that's the next bridge, is that you need to start competing with Celtic and Rangers at home. And the thing that bugged me about Saturday was Rangers did to us exactly what they did to us in the last game at Tynecastle, the very first game at Tynecastle last season, where they scored 2 quick goals and killed the game. And they did the exact same on Saturday. And they know their team talk pre-game was get the game won in 20 minutes. Like, they're going to try and start fast. They're going to try and come at you. So try and kill the game as soon as we can, and then you'll coast. It's exactly what they did. So pretty rubbish. Right, that's the shite stuff out the way. Actually, we'll end it on a positive. There was 2 probably positives for Saturday in terms of the performance. I thought Humphreys was pretty good, even though again he's been fucking hung out to dry. It annoyed me no end. We brought Gino on and put Gino up front, and still kept Humphreys fucking wide. And I'm like, what is this boy? What is it?
I can still hear Kev fucking growling in my ear.
I'm being genuinely serious here, and this isn't me trying to slaughter the guy, because I think the guy's gave us everything he's got since he's got here. Has he even had a fucking shot on goal? Livingston.
Aye, he did have a shot on goal, and it was our first fucking break of the game. And if he'd played it to Smith on the overlap, he would have had a square ball into Shanklin and been 1-0 up. So sorry, but that was our only shot on target of the game. And
he was only one actual tried it.
We'd have went fucking 1-0 up if he'd have played it in.
Like, we've got this guy that's a striker. We signed him as a striker. We told everybody he's a striker. That's why he's here. And we're playing him wide left, or wide right. Like, do you know what I mean? It's just, I feel sorry for him. But we've seen in flashes. He's really, really quick, good feet, skillful, everything that you'd want for a centre forward.
Yeah, aye. He can run at people, and like he can take them on. Like, we've seen that especially down the right on Saturday. I thought he was. I thought he looked good, if I'm honest. Like the bits I've seen in fits and starts. See, against meagre opposition, he'll cruise it. Absolutely.
The only negative I have is he should have played that pass to Shanklin about a second earlier, and it would have been a goal.
True, but
the one where he cuts across the front. That's what goes back to the silly mistakes we've just been talking about, to be honest. So
I actually disagree anyway. I thought he timed that pass to perfection. If I'm being honest with you. Aye. I think it would have been cut out if he'd played it any quicker than that. He waited until the boy went on his arse and then passed it to him. But anyway, that's horses for courses. Right, Shanks, what you gonna say?
We were convinced that he was thinking of playing Shankland in the 10 on Saturday, and then we seen that Humphreys was out wide, and I just think that Shankland was just completely throttled. Every single opportunity that he had, he was just completely dominated by Goldson. I don't think that would have happened with Humphreys. I think he would have had a bit more stature, a bit more about him. Maybe he could have played off it, but we'll never know. But I'd like to see him get the opportunity in the 9 once in a while.
You talk to any Rangers fan, watch Rangers in Europe, watch them versus Celtic. Goldson, Sands, Suter, Hilander, whoever it is that's playing in there, absolutely detest defending, turning, facing their goal, being asked questions with small strikers nippy in and about them. They fucking love launch long balls because I'll header it. That's the only thing I can do is I'll header it, and that's all we did. They fucking loved. Oh, brilliant! Play Shankland up front by himself and shell balls up to him because I'll win every header that's gone. That's what we do. Turn them, get in behind them, make them defend. They're at their worst, and we never done it, and that's annoying. And you don't even have to be a football analyst to know that that's how you get at Rangers backline. That's how they've conceded 13 or 15 goals in the last 4 games or whatever. Anyway, the other highlight of the match was Keogh. I thought Keogh played well.
Yeah.
I like the look of him.
Yeah.
Thought it took a wee bit of time to get up to speed, but once that he looks so composed, doesn't he? And he's no fear to go in for a tackle, but no silly tackles either as well.
My favourite thing about him was how vocal he was. He kept shouting at where players should be. He kept pointing to where they needed to be, etc. And we need someone like that. We need somebody there to be. Loads of times in the second half, especially, he was like, "Where the fuck are you? Like, you should be there. That's where you should be." And that's somebody that's clearly played a decent level and understands what's going on. You know, where Cammy Devlin, we love him because he's tenacious, etc., etc. But you know, he does run about a bit like a headless chicken sometimes. So to have someone in there that can marshal him and be like, "No, you need to be here. You need to be there. This is where the ball should go." That'll help. Shanks.
Just talking about the middle of the park then. So we've said that like Devlin's Devlin. We've been impressed with Keogh. We'll look ahead to Fiorentina later on. But are you happy with that, or did Grant do enough for you to potentially have a shout for that? I'm specifically not mentioning Haring because I thought he struggled. I really did. I thought he looked miles off it when he came on. So therefore, what's your thoughts for Thursday?
Well, it depends on what you want to do. Again, it's square peg round holes. You bring Peter Haring on and ask him to be the ball carrying midfielder that's going to get Hearts up the park. It's not what he does. He's fucking dreadful at it. It's not his strong point. Ask him to sit, protect the back 4, win the ball and move it on. Brilliant. That's what he does. That's his job. You ask Cammy Devlin to play in that role as well. You know, he'll win the ball, but he's not going to burst past Shankland or Forrest or Mackay to get into the box. It's no what they do. We've seen that at Motherwell where Devlin wins the ball back and bursts into the box and doesn't know what to do. So he shoots even though his boots off or whatever. Actually, that's a point that I feel really sorry for Alan Forrest and George Grant because I don't know what they need to do to stay in the team. Like, I know Forrest started, but instantly when we needed to make a sub, first sub was never to take Mackay off, who was equally as jobbies as Forrest. It was like, take Forrest off straight away. Yeah. And Grant in the 10, like, it must be soul destroying to be a player that's playing well in a position and seeing someone else, not their position, playing your position, and you can't get on. Now, as much as Humphreys was great, absolutely no one of us would have complained if it was Forrest, Grant, and Mackay. Do you know what I mean? None of us would have moaned at that because Grant and Riga was brilliant. Grant against Motherwell, but I think did they get dropped straight away? He didn't even play at Motherwell. I think they dropped him. So I feel like Alan Forrest started the season on fire, scoring goals. Then he got dropped for Zurich away, and then he's been a bit part coming in. He's now scored 3 goals in 2 games or whatever it is. He's the first one hooked, even though Mackay was dreadful. You could have Shankland off as well, to be honest with you, for how much change we were getting out of him. So it's something that you're right. You're asking them to do a job that's not their role, and then moaning that actually they're not doing it very well. Like Kingsley, he's a left back. It's why he got Scotland call up. He's why we've loved him. He's a left back. He's not centre back. He's either the left centre half or he's a left back. You can't play him in the middle of the park and think that he's going to be brilliant. Same with the young guy Nielsen. So, talking to Fiorentina, we're going to go round. Geese your starting 11, Shanks, since you've been on the ball with your 4-4-2. Geese it.
So it's not 4-4-2. I've played safe. As much as they're off it in their form, I still think we've got to be cautious going into that. So I've gone at the back, and depends on fitness. I'm hoping that Halkett's going to be back. I don't know how presumptuous that is. So I've gone Nielsen, Halkett, Kingsley, and then obviously I've got Atkinson and Cochrane. I've gone a bit Raj here. I've gone Devlin and Grant in the middle, Mackay and Forrest out wide, and Shanklin up front. I'm not playing Keogh or Haring.
So what's your formation? 3-4-3?
Just whatever you think it should be based on the names that
Aye, because that's like you've got Cochrane, and Atkinson playing wing backs, but then you've got two midfielders, and then you've also got two wingers.
Aye, Aye,
nice, mate. I hope it works out for you, mate.
If anybody wants to discuss it in the Shandon, I'll be there at 4 o'clock.
Get the pool balls out. Start lining them up on the pool table. This is where you're going to be. This is what's happening. Right, go for it, Shanks. What's your prediction?
All right, so we take it. Are we taking Grant out and we throwing Haring in there for safety, and then Grant will come on as an impact?
It's your team.
Once we find out that Halkett's injured.
It's your team.
Prediction is solid 2-0 to the Gorgie.
Nice. Right, Kev, what's your starting 11?
No away fans. 4,000 walking down for the Shandon. Pyro everywhere. Absolute carnage.
I
2-0.
actually think they might have sold something like 1,200 tickets or something there.
Really?
Potentially. I've seen that kicking about. But that totally and utterly contrasts with what it said that when we were with the club on Wednesday, it said they'd sold no tickets. So we'll wait and see. We'll wait and see what one's right. Kev, starting 11 prediction, go for it.
Well, I think we all know perfectly well that Gordon starts. So, for that point of view, we won't even bother talking about that, the keeper position. And I think from a back, it all depends on whether Halkett and Rowles are fit. If they are, do you risk it? I'd be more inclined to risk Rowles over Halkett, if I'm being truthfully honest. Mainly for the point of view that I genuinely now believe that if it's a hamstring issue that Halkett's got, then it's going to be that. I mean, they can be 8 weeks sometimes to really get through it. But I would be going with Smith, Nielsen, Rowles, and Kingsley if Rowles is fit, and I would be going with a back four. I would then be looking mainly for the point of view that he'll not play next week. You're starting with Devlin, and I would go Keogh as your two in that position. I'd then be looking at ideally Barry Mackay and Grant and Shanklin up front.
You're missing a player.
I was going to say that's.
I know, but I didn't ken. I know, but I didn't ken how I'm going to play it. I didn't ken.
Right.
I generally don't know where or who it is that fits in.
You've made an absolute Shanks of it.
Right, so give your prediction in for 10-man Hearts versus Fiorentina.
for 10-man Hearts, we're getting pumped. My issue is they're bringing Forrest or they're bringing Halliday for the.
Fucking your teammate.
I think for the point of view that we've spoken about it, I think you just maybe get a bit more out of Halliday in the midfield on that left-hand side. So I would probably play Halliday and give Cochrane a break, if I'm being honest. I'm going to be positive and get a 1-1 draw.
Okay. Ando, starting 11. Score.
Yeah, I just want to point out, Kev got a hat-trick of point of views there, by the way.
I know.
He was also extremely truthfully honest in his prediction.
Amazing.
Perfect.
I'm going to go 4-2-3-1. Smith, Nielsen, Kingsley, Cochrane. across the back four. Because we don't. I'm not going to waste time saying coulda, shoulda, woulda. We don't know who's fit. We don't know who's no. I'll be honest. I'm going to take Halliday and Devlin as the two in front of the four. Then after that, I would take Forrest, Keogh, and Mackay. And I already see your fucking eye twitching, Corbett. And then Shankland up the top. That's what I'm going for.
What's your score prediction?
My score prediction is a very comfortable Fiorentina will beat us 3-0.
Truthfully, honestly, well done.
See if I'm honest, like Humphreys, I don't know. I think I want to find a place for Humphreys in the team, but I think based on what I've seen, we're gonna have to ride it a little bit. We can't just go into that game all guns fucking blazing. And while I thought he played in spells brilliant on Saturday, he's gonna have to sit this one out for me. I can't. I know I'm already raging at the fact that I'm saying this, but come at me. Go.
Right. Tam.
I'm going to keep it quick. Same team as yesterday, but swap Grant for Humphreys and play Grant in 10. As bad as we were yesterday, we have no options realistically to change the defence unless anyone comes in. And prediction... Fuck knows, to be honest. They could, if we play well, it could be decent. If we play that yesterday, it could be anything. So 1-1 as well, I'll say.
You just said that Humphreys was the best player on Saturday. We've all just said that Humphreys was the best player on Saturday, but every single one else was picking Shankland up top. Good.
Well,
that's good.
We haven't played him once as a striker.
Yeah.
Right, he won't play up front by himself, and they won't put Shankland off. So.
Yep.
So, my team.
Corbett, give us your team.
We'll change it because we've been beaten. It's what Robbie does. So Gordon will play in goals. I think Halliday will come in for probably Forrest. Probably see Humphreys staying where he is. Mackay in the 10. So Gordon, Smith right back, Nielsen, Kingsley, Cochrane, Halliday, Devlin, and then Humphreys, Mackay, Halliday, and Shankland up front.
Halliday's playing twice.
Where did I say? Forrest then. Forrest.
Keogh, you take Keogh.
Actually, no, you're right. So Keogh will play in the midfield and Halliday will play wide left.
Over Forrest.
Aye.
Who you just said shouldn't get dropped because.
But I'm predicting Robbie Nielsen. No, I'm not telling you what I want.
What do you want? Tell us what you want.
I want Halkett and Rose to be fit.
I want John Robertson to be 21 again and re-sign for the Hearts.
And I think it will be at best a score draw, something 1-1.
That would be the dream. If we can get out of Tynecastle with a draw,
with points.
Fuck.
I would just like a Limbs goal. Just give a European Tynecastle goal. Right, if I can no scored against Istanbul, no scored against Zurich, just give a goal. Something for us to celebrate. Even if you shatter our dreams after it and lose 3-1, just give a fucking goal. Give something to enjoy.
Fair.
It's Hearts though, eh? We'll be 3-0 down and we'll score in the 89th minute. And yay!
And Corbett, I'm coming up to sit with you on Thursday. I'm not sitting anywhere near Shanks and Kev on Thursday.
That's a sensible one. Kev, you're not fucking sitting anywhere near me, so don't even think about coming up. Right,
okay, we'll have a space
for the first 20 minutes.
Right, let's give 4-1 and then wrap this up.
Aye.
We'll have plenty more to moan about when we get beaten Thursday and then Sunday, so let's wrap this up.
No worries. So your 4-1s this week. First one was Caribbean King, goals galore, debut and Rob's Bar. Credit whatsoever. Ando.
Shanks has got his hand up.
Go then, Shanks.
I'm under massive pressure here now. I'm going Ricardo Fuller.
Okay. And we'll go to Ando for the right answer.
I'll be honest. There was only two Caribbean kings that I could think of. One of them was Ricardo Fuller. The other was Fitzroy Simpson.
Ooh.
Caribbean Kings Fruiser.
Aye, exactly.
Yeah, I'm the same.
It's Mark de Vries.
It's Mark de Vries, correct. Who actually
Talk me through the
originally
Caribbean.
because
Oh,
he's
yeah.
from the Caribbean, Tom.
Is the only
It
No,
comes
where
to the
does he come
Caribbean,
from? I just thought he was Dutch, to be honest. So
No,
I'm
he
shocked.
was born.
Nice,
I'll give you it in a second. He's actually born in.
The fact that you even have to fucking research Wikipedia for that means it's not common knowledge. So fuck you, Kev.
But also remember
Put
that
this
like
feature in
you
the
get
bin.
loads of Caribbean islands or Dutch colonies
No,
or
French or
it's
something,
Dutch
yeah.
Antilles. I get
exactly.
that. However,
St. Martin.
And Kev's wearing the Duck colours.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Mark de Vries is well known for being a Dutch player, not one of the fucking Netherlands Antilles Islands or whatever the fuck they're called. So shut up, Kev. The right answer is
Robbo's is
Ricardo
the one
Fuller.
that gave you it.
You're right, Ando.
Robbo,
Robbo's
Robbo's is the one that should have
Go
got
back to
you.
your vodka.
Aye, what's the Robos one?
Exactly.
Yeah,
The
I
video-
I did know that video. where
You've
he's
seen the
getting
video.
clipped from.
And there's a video.
He walks
of-
into Robbo's bar and takes about fucking an hour and a half to go for the door to the fucking bar itself.
He just
Because
gets
everybody
bounced. He gets bounced down for the door all the way along and then out the fire exit and away.
That's not even got a drink.
Oh, I've
What
seen
a
that.
guy,
doesn't
though.
even hang
What a guy.
Right,
Yeah.
come on, Kev.
And the
next
second one was 24 league appearances, shocking curtains, Coat Bridge, and fucking awful. Bit tougher. Do you want to have a pop at this one, Tam?
No.
Go on then, Shanks.
So, I've absolutely no idea, but I just wanted to talk you through my process
Yes,
just for the listeners.
this is what I love.
Only. So, I've Googled Scottish teams that are for Coatbridge, and I can't validate this because my geography is worse than my knowledge about Hearts. But what came up was Airdronians, which I'm quite sure isn't in Coatbridge, so that's also
Jesus
nonsense.
Christ.
And the only player that I ever recall to have curtains was Gary Locke, who isn't awful. So I didn't ken who it is.
Aye. So, I've got two folk just purely based on the bad curtains.
I've
Right,
got
go for
one.
So, well, Kevin Thompson, Kevin Thompson, cokehead guy,
Kevin Thomas.
cocaine boy,
Aye.
or Alan
The tallest guy.
Alan Lawrence.
What was your one, Ando?
Alan Johnson in his early days had terrible curtains.
Well, he wasn't fucking awful though. But
Yeah, that's very true.
you're right.
Right, well, if it's neither of them three, let me think to see if I can guess more. What time frame are we talking? It's got to be 90s if it's curtains.
If it's curtains, it has to be. Yeah.
See, this is the thing. It's late 90s, thousands.
Gary McSwiggan.
No, very good shout though. They were.
Oh! I met him at JGB Sports once. He was sound.
Gary Wills.
I tell you, he was a keeper.
Craig
Oh,
Nelson.
Nelson.
Oh.
Nelson.
Craig Nelson.
Aye.
Absolutely fucking awful.
He was
Anyway,
pish. He was
there you-
absolutely pish.
He was terrible.
What's the
I
Coatbridge?
swear he was
He was
wrong.
born
Probably
in
his
Coatbridge.
What else did
Right.
you give me?
Oh.
He rocked up at the front of Coatbridge, bounced along all the way back out Coatbridge. Is that
I
it?
thought he'd maybe conceded 9 at an away day in Coatbridge, Tom, but you continue to slander me whilst you also had zero idea.
What a way to
Right.
end.
Exactly. Right, boys. Thursday, Shandon, be there. Fucking, let's get some atmosphere going. I'm sick of hearing people moan about Tynecastle in the atmosphere. Let's do something about it because it's not going to fix itself. So,
Yeah.
be at Shandon. Let's get the Gorgie noise on the go. And then we'll complain about how shite we are on Sunday. So, looking forward to it, boys. I'll see you all later.
Catch you after.
Catch you later.
See you guys.
Cheerio.
Boys.
Gorgie rules.